So what that is, that's a jazz standard called Fascinating Rhythm. That's a really cool song. Oh, this is in the... That's a really cool song. We played that once for a. It was a person's. It was a friend of mine's senior recital, and she was a bass player. She wanted to play that on her recital. She sang it too. Actually, it was really cool. So yeah, and that's like one of my favorite jazz players, Jamie Cullum, who sings and plays piano. Okay, so last time we worked on this. So I'm gonna play through it once. Mostly just so that I can hear it again. Because as I've talked about before, I like being able to... Oh boy, this is a little off right now. This piano's a little strange. Okay. So, no, I don't know what that is, actually, to tell you the truth. So we're going to play through this real quick so I can hear it again. See how it sounds, see if it needs to improve, if there's anything I want to change to it. We'll take a quick break like at here so I can move it up. Okay. So I have to remember how this one went. Turn up the volume just a bit and just play through this. That needs to be turned up even louder because I play this kind of quiet. I like that a lot, man. That's so cool, and I love this piano voice that this particular keyboard has. I'm gonna play it one more time, we're gonna just play it a few times. Okay. Just trying to get this so that it angles kind of nicely, so you can see exactly what I've written, and then I can kind of slowly push it up. You know what I mean? You know what actually might help too is if we take. Let's move that out of the way. So that it can get up to the... Yeah. Then you'll be able to see all of it if I push it up like that. Okay, perfect. Alright, play this one more time. I don't know how I'm going to end it. I actually didn't even think about that, how I was going to end it. That's something we have to talk about, because there's this really bizarre part here where it's no, that's, yeah. So it goes. Maybe just something like that. And really, that's not, you know, that's nothing too difficult. So what I could do here is I have a repeat section here, and what we can do is I'll write to top up here. And then here we'll just kind of write as like an ending. So it could be something like I think that sounds nice, how to end it like that. So we're gonna keep this rhythm going on. Actually, so what we can do is do. So why don't we do this? Right. This. Right. Doom. Something like that. And then we would play 1, 2, so like that. Right, and then I'm gonna, you can't really see it, I know, but it's the same bass line, same structure. Either someone else is playing piano or the bar downstairs is playing piano, because I hear other piano stuff going on. And then I'll just write A, R, P, C sharp minor. And then this would be like this. Right? No, I don't even have to put that. There. And then I'll do this, which indicates, when you put a swiggle like that next to it, it indicates that it's you're rolling it. And I think just a simple C minor chord is fine. Doesn't have to be. Yeah, unless it needs to be something different. But most of the chords here I've kind of made, I've simplified them so that they're not. So let's just play the ending real quick with that at the end. See how it sounds. We're going to start from here. Well, that time I added that, but I don't know. I guess it can go either way. I just put arpeggio C sharp minor. Get a general idea of what it's going to be like. Okay. But other than that, we're done with that song. Move on to the very last project that I was working on, which is this, which I'm going to have to bring up because we're going to have to listen to this a lot. And I believe it's this one. Let me double check. Yeah, that's going to be fun. So what we're doing with this as our 10th project is we're arranging this a little differently. A little different thing to do. So what I tried to do, it's difficult because this type of song is we're gonna really have to think about how we want to play this. So there's an intro in the very beginning with kind of just this random like really weird, like crazy different instruments, and then at the end it goes. I know that. That's what I can hear. Is this A flat major. And then I know that. That's the melody. And that's basically the melody. It's just that. And then it gets into this. So what we're going to do let me refresh this train quickly. Is we're probably going to just play it in like an electric piano thing. So, if you listen to the whole song, that's kind of what it does. Just listen to it, and we'll play it back. Right, so it's pretty crazy, this song, right? So one of the things I immediately realized is that this is different. There's a lot that needs to be changed because it's tough to hear everything in this song. But what the first thing that I realized is it's it's... So the goal of an arrangement of a song is not to just write it exactly and then don't change it at all, because then you're just doing a cover. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to arrange it, which means that I'm trying to do some slight tweaks to make it different. But you have to be able to know the original right away first. As an example, I'm not sure if the notebook is one of these notebooks or one of the other notebooks I have. I think it's one of the other notebooks I have. Let me double check. Maybe it is this. Could be. If it's not this, I know where it is, because this is something I'd like to show. Oh no, this is it. This is definitely it. I might have just copied this into another one. But as an example, oh man, this is really effed up. Okay. There's a song in jazz. Now, this is going to be tough to read, and there's also spots of coffee all over the place in this, but you kind of have to bear with me. Let me go grab the actual lead sheet, because I have it right here. Okay. Get rid of this. All right. So, this is a really popular jazz song. I don't even really think I need the lead sheet, to tell you the truth. I've played this song so many freaking times, but just in case. Plus, we're going to play some music later instead of writing, so I might as well have it ready. So the way the song typically goes is like this. I'll play it through once, and then I'll show you what I did. Okay. But what I did, the first thing I did is wrote out exactly what it was by heart. I didn't copy it. I tried to listen to it and write it out by heart. Okay. So... and then it gets into the actual song. So what I had done, this was actually on a train ride. I was on a 9 or some really ridiculously long train ride, and I wrote it out. Okay, the entire thing. And then this occurred. So basically what I did was I tried to reharmonize every single chord. So I took every single chord and I said, screw that chord. I'm writing a different chord. And this is part of how to rearrange something. Now, just changing up the harmonies and playing the song exactly how it is isn't going to help. What you have to do specifically is you have to be able to change up the style of the song too. Otherwise, all you're doing is just playing the song with different chords, and that's not really making it your own. It's just playing the same song. You got to at least do a different style or something like that, or add in something new or innovative. So what I had done, actually, was kind of this really weird... I barely remember how I did this. If you ever heard of a song... Oh my god, what is the name of it? It's a song that's in 9/8. Yeah, it's in 9/8. And it's pretty crazy. It's a Dave Brubeck song, if I can find it. Here it is. Blue Lorando a la Turk. So that beginning, I threw that in here randomly, just. And the way that I had it matched, the way I had it written out was really bizarre, and it actually ended up working. But I wrote this whole song, and then eventually it does this thing where it goes. And it's just ridiculous. I don't even really get it, honestly. It's really crazy how I ended up writing this out. But see how I wrote out every single chord and stuff like that? I was reharmonizing everything and then changing up certain things. And this was like my arrangement of this song. I did it also in this one. In this song. This is a pretty popular song. Old Double Moon. Goes like this. How'd this go? That's what it's known for, is that do-do-da-do-do-do-do-da. So I arranged it, and it's normally about that fast. It usually goes. So what I did is I turned up the tempo. I added hits throughout the song that were really important, and I changed the key chords, which were kept it in the same key. The chords are just slightly different. The way the chords work are. There are all these hits throughout the entire song that were very important. And then eventually it does this thing in the actual song where it goes. Yeah. Does that. I raised that up a half step. And then. And we basically played with 4 different people. And then the 2 big chords at the end were this. That's a coda. And then it goes. And the song was fast. I mean, it was, yeah. It was a decently fast song, and that was like an arrangement. Okay, I think there's a misconception about what it means to arrange something. There's a difference between arranging something for an orchestra or arranging something for whatever, and all that is making it so an orchestra could play it. So, for example, if you wanted to arrange a song that's originally for piano, and you wanted to arrange it as a string quartet. Okay, that's different. An arrangement, at least in jazz terms, is taking a song and kind of just arranging it to how you want it to be for whoever you want to play in it, but changing it up a bit. So just playing, obviously we have to keep the melody because the melody has to always stay the same. That's one thing you're not allowed to change. That's the one thing that the author of the song has creative freedom over is the melody. You can't change that because then you won't know what the song is. Because imagine if I change, like the three big things in music are melody, rhythm, and harmony. And if you changed one of those, it's fine. If you changed rhythm or harmony, it's fine. Or both, that's fine. But if you changed all three, well, then you don't know. It's a different song. You know what I mean? It's a completely different song. You wouldn't know it. No one would be able to hear that and understand it. Even if you just changed melody and didn't change anything else, it would still be tough to hear because that's kind of the point. Like, that's what you hear. That's the main line of the song. That's what everyone will know. What everyone will recognize. Even in my little arrangement where I was going, you know, you can still hear. Even if you do little embellishments in the melody, that's fine. But you have to. It has to be there. You have to be able to hear it somehow. Right? I was in New York City a couple weeks ago and I heard a jazz trio play, and they were awesome. But they played their first two songs, and I was like, wow, they really did a good job with this. This is like a really cool original song. And then they were like, thank you. That was our arrangement of this song. And I was sitting there like, I thought that was an original song because they didn't really bring out the melody all that much. And I was just kind of like, that's weird. Like, why? Like, I didn't hear the melody once. And actually, that All the Things You Are song, it's one of the songs they said they did, but it was nothing like that. I mean, it was really weird. So, you still have to be able to convey what song you're playing. Right. So that's kind of the deal. So, but we have to know what the original song had, and then we have to change it up a bit. Okay. So the thing that I've been having the toughest time with is this first measure because it doesn't really have any sort of like, they're just all lines. If that makes any sense. Oh crap! I exited out of the stream. Hold on. There we go. Refresh. Okay. So like listen to the first measure of this song. The first little bit of this song. And it's very hard to just write down into words or write down into music. That little bit, that's the part that I'm confused on. I get that part, the second measure I get. The first measure is very weird. Very, very strange. And I'm trying to understand it. But there's just so much going on, and it's tough to, like, pick your ear to, or tell your ear to just, like, pick out one specific thing. Sometimes that's tough to do. That takes practice to figure out. But I can tell you, like, a couple of things that are going on. And the biggest thing I think to ignore when you're trying to transpose something, like trying to transcribe something like this, is that woo thing going on in the beginning. Like, listen to that. What's interesting is that actually becomes the melody for a little bit. It goes, but then it's not the melody. Then it's. Then it's totally different. So that little thing in the background ends up being like. Or whatever it is. That little thing in the background ends up being just kind of like a filler thing if you listen to the rest of it. Right, it's just kind of in the background to like be annoying and be tough to transcribe. It's really what that's for. And at the beginning, it's just doing woo 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 woo, and then it gets to. So it's really a confusing thing that I think throws off everything else that's going on. Not to mention this first measure and these first two measures are not in time. They're kind of just there. You know what I mean? Listen to them again, because this is what I'm trying to figure out. This is like the issue I'm having with this song. The only thing I can really hear is that. And then eventually it gets into and then back to So I can do one of two things. I can either like really try to figure out what that is, or we don't have like an intro in the song, but I think we kind of need to. Even though the melody's moving quite a bit in this song, I think the main focal point of all of this, the main thing that we have to remember and like keep intact, is really just like, I don't know, it's tough. Nah, the melody is always the most important thing to remember. Even though it was a little different, it's tough because this, I mean, there really isn't even a melody in this. I mean, there is that. This is supposed to be a filler song. You're only supposed to hear it a little bit. It's not a main song in the game that it's in. And it's only supposed to be played for like 5 seconds top, even though they wrote a whole song for it. Because, if I haven't explained this already, this song is from Sonic Adventure, and it's from, so when you fish with Big in Sonic Adventure, you know, there's like a lot of really cool fishing songs. I think Big's storyline has a lot of really cool music, but when you're fishing in the game, and a fish gets on your line, this plays. And that's it. Like, that's the only time that's the only thing that's, and they wrote an entire song for this. That I think it's just crazy, because it's something that's, I mean, extremely obscure. You ever want something obscure? Come to my stream, because I will show you obscure shit in video games that you probably forgot about. And this is one of those. And it's not even like you gotta fish. It's not a good job you gotta fish song. It's not a main level song. It's just when a fish gets on your line, and you're trying to reel it in, and then it leaves, and then it's not. And then it's just that's it. So I'm gonna just listen to this a few times in a row, just to get an idea of it. See, that is exactly what I believe. I believe that it wasn't meant to be a 5-second song. I think it was meant to be put somewhere else, like as like almost like one of the shorter action sequences in Sonic Adventure. I feel like it should have been put in there, and not in a fish reeling thing. So, because there's a lot of times that they will do that. They will write an entire song for something, and it turns out they don't need the whole thing, and they'll be like, oh, well, we want to just use it in this part. There's probably songs in Sonic Adventure itself that are like that, that I could find even just now. Like, as an example... Oh! This. Okay, this is like when you're choosing your character. And this is like a whole... How long is this song? 2 minutes? It didn't take and it just appears on the screen where you choose what character you want to start the game as. You don't need a 2-minute song for that. You need like a minute maybe. Listen to this whole song. And it goes on from there. There's like a B section and everything. And there's 2 versions of it. There's another one. It sounds the same. All it is just it adds a slap bass in it, which, I mean, okay. But there's a lot of stuff like that, even just in this song that's like that. I just think it's funny that, like, they wrote this whole thing just for this. You know what I mean? And I think it's a really cool song. I think it's well done, actually, to tell you the truth. Especially the middle part of this Fish song. Just listen to the middle part. I don't know. I think it's underutilized. I like it. Of course, I like weird stuff like this. So, again, the what I have right now is like the main part of the song that we're gonna take from is this. Goes to it's just so yeah. And I actually might have those chords incorrect. That's another one. That's the middle part, and it's tough to tell exactly what is being played there. But I think those are the chords. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's one of those things where I really would have to sit down with headphones and listen to the bass, and because the bass is also tough to pick out. Bass is always tough to pick out, and make sure that those are 100% correct. But we're gonna kind of go with this for now, what we have, and this is what we're gonna rearrange, right? So from here is how we're gonna be able to arrange this. So first off, we have to figure out how we're going to play this song, like what kind of style we're going to play this song in. We have to figure out if we're going to change the key of the song, which I think we're going to keep it the same. What chords will fit in here to substitute with different chords. If we're going to use that intro or not, or what we're going to have as an intro. And that's it. Because the other thing, too, is there's not really going to be an ending. Because there isn't supposed to be an ending. It just loops. But maybe for our arrangement, we should have an ending. I guess we'll see where it goes from here. But we have an A section, we have a B section. This is long enough to be a song. You can solo off of this stuff. can definitely solo off of this. I like it with an electric piano sound. It could really be anything, but I think it sounds better. Yeah. So now we have to figure out how we're gonna how are we gonna arrange this? What would sound good? I mean, we're kind of used to this. So we have to change up the style a little bit at least. I mean, we can even just keep some of it the same. So this is one of those things where I have to kind of sit down and play around with it a little bit. Before I do that, make ourselves a grand staff. We're in F. We're in F. We're in G major. It's in 4/4. We're gonna keep it in 4/4. Actually, maybe it wouldn't be bad in 6/8. Nah, let's keep it in 4/4. So what I'm going to do is just kind of play around, play this over and over again, and see if we can come up with a different style of playing it in. Because this is how I've been able to come up with all the other projects, basically. So let's just kind of see what happens. So I'll play through it a bunch of times. I got something. So we can start like... I kind of like the... I like that. So we're not changing it too much, but it's just enough. So so it's slower. It's like. Now, obviously, we would add different chords to it, right? Because we can't just keep the same chords. That'd get too boring. Because if it's like, although it would probably be so what I'm suggesting is playing the same chord for 4 measures straight is just boring. You don't want that. So. I don't know. I like that idea though. Do 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 do. I don't know. You know, when I wrote this one down, I wasn't feeling it. I'm still not feeling it, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know. I just feel like that this is one of the ones that this is tough. This is tough to arrange something like this on the spot, I think. And I just don't know how... I like this, but it's just not like... It's not... I don't know. It's just not... starting to think of like maybe not making it so happy, so positive. Like oh, I didn't think about this. That might be something interesting. Making it into a blues. And then after that, okay, so how many bars is this? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. No, 8. Okay, so this, oh man, now I'm excited because now I've come up with something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an 8-bar thing, right? So we can turn this into an 8-bar blues, which would be weird because there's not very many. They're usually the blues. Usually a blues is 12 bars. It can sometimes be 16, and it can sometimes be 8. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think of an 8-bar blues, maybe to alleviate any of like the apprehensiveness I have about this. I guess. Let me type in 8-bar blues and just see if I recognize any 8-bar blues. There's very few. Yeah, 12-bar blues. Yeah, we all know 12-bar blues. Just give me an 8-bar one. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know how the structure of an 8-bar blues still goes, but it's definitely stranger. 1, 5, 4. Oh. So this would be like... I would never have pictured it that way. That's not really an 8-bar blues. That didn't seem right. 8-bar blues chord progression. Let's see what it. Yeah. Okay. So it's really. That's pretty much what I figured it was going to be. So, what an 8-bar blues? The different. Okay. So here's a 12-bar blues. I'll play a 12-bar blues. This is in G major. Pretty simple. Just really 4 measures. 12 measures, but it's like grouped into 3 measures of three groups of 4 essentially. 1 can be used for the entire first 4 measures, and then it goes to 4 for 2 and 1 for 2, so that's 8. And then we have 2, 5, 1, 5, 1. The way that this works, or the way that an 8-bar blues goes, is something like. So it basically just cuts out the middle 4 measures, takes the 2, brings it down, which would be kind of interesting. So now we have to see if it works with the melody. Because if it doesn't work with the melody, then it's not going to be fun to play. So. See. See, we can change things, certain things. Okay, we can change certain things in the chord. We can alter the chords so that they do make sense, or we can substitute chords so that they do make sense. So basically, what I'm doing is. Maybe we have to do something like. Maybe that'll work. So. And we can also change the melody slightly, not too much though. Which I'd probably change it there, because normally it goes. B at the top there. I would change it to B flat because that wouldn't work with C. Otherwise I'd have to play a C major 7, and that doesn't sound good in the blues. And then this. Let me see if this sounds good. Sorry if I'm not explaining things properly. If you need me to, I can 100%. It's just that when I'm in this groove now I have to just see if it works. Okay, that sort of works. And that's 8 bars. It works. The only thing that I'm a little nervous about is if the one chord is used enough, because it's really only used like a couple times, and it might get confusing about like what key we're in or if it makes sense. And then we have the B section, which how are we going to do that? Are we going to just do the same thing and just up a half step, or could we do it in like? We can also do like minor. I was doing a minor blues because E major and C sharp minor are interchangeable because they're relative keys. This is so weird. I think it could work though. So what we're doing is we have 16 bars, right? This whole thing is 16 bars. Really, it's 17 because of this. But that's okay. We can make it as like a turnaround. That bar is like a turnaround back up to the top, and we're not including the intro, right? So what we're gonna do is we're changing it into the first 8 bars are an 8-bar blues in G major. Now the song is not a blues. I'll play the song one more time for you just so that you can hear it. What exactly we're arranging here. Right? So you can hear that. And then it goes. And then back to. Right? So now we're changing it so that the first part of it is. basically changing into we're doing a blues, and then whatever. So I think that could work. So what I'm gonna do is just write out what I've played there, write out the chords, just so I have in my head. Okay. And how we're going to do this is I'm going to leave a little bit of space here so that I can write out the melody when it eventually gets written out. And we're going to split it up so that you can clearly see 8 bars here, okay? And then the B section, which would be here, and we'll section that off here. This is the minor blues part. And then again, section it off like this. And I'm writing it out in a grand staff. I don't know why, because I'm not gonna. I'll probably, now that we've decided on this, right, I've decided on this. You know, I'm probably not gonna need both staffs. If you hear music, I'm really sorry. There's nothing I can really do about it. It's the people. It's the bar downstairs. This is the shitty part about having to stream in the evening that I have to deal with sometimes. I wish I didn't. I wish I had to stream in the evening today. There was stuff going on in the morning. I couldn't do it. Normally, I would be streaming in the morning when the bar is closed, and then I wouldn't have to deal with it. But I want to get it streaming at least one every single day, and at least for a few hours. So it sucks. I have to put up with it though. Anyways, so we have a G7 and then a C7, right? And then here it's an A flat 7, which I'm using as a substitution for a different chord. That actually works out okay. And the reason we have to do that is because of what the melody is doing. And then this is an E7 altered. And what that is so when you play this progression, which is, it's a 1-6-2-5 progression. The second chord. And what we're using that for is to lead into A minor, which would then lead into D7, which then leads into G. So it's going to look like this, right? And then it's... and then this is just going to get weird. And then it's E7 altered, E flat major 7, D7, sus 4, and then eventually it will probably go to regular D7. Probably. I'll put that in parentheses because we're not entirely sure. Then we change keys. Here. God, the fucking music, dude. It's really annoying. I really hate it. Now we're changing keys. So let me think about this. A flat minor has how many? Wow, I'm drawing a blank on how many flats A flat minor has in it. That's bad. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is not a flat. No, it is 7. I wouldn't have 7. There's no such thing as that. So I have to write out as G sharp minor. That's stupid. I don't want to write that out. Oh, man, do I really have to do this? I have to do this just because I want it to look good. It is 7 flats. It's just it's so many flats to write, dude. I don't want to write all those flats. I want it to look decent, even if it is just for me. So what we're probably gonna do? Oh, they're playing "Highway to the Danger Zone." I love that song. It's my favorite song in the world. It's a great song, dude. If you don't like "Highway to the Danger Zone," get the fuck out of here, bro. It's the best song ever. It works really well. "Highway to Danger Zone" is like the best song with this Sonic Adventure arrangement. It really is. It works so well. So the way that this is going to work is A flat minor 7, D flat minor 7, A flat minor 7. Now this can be, this we don't have to change up the chords like we do here, because the melody doesn't... The melody is... It doesn't change keys. It's pretty simple. And then eventually it does, just for like a measure. So it's actually pretty easy to do that. Let me refresh the stream quickly. Okay. So do... Yeah. So this is going to be an F7 altered, which will work. And then let me just play it real quick. Okay, so then we have B flat minor 7 flat 5 and then alter it if I want to alter it anymore. And then E flat 7, and I have to write the specific altering, which is a raised 9 lower 13. And the reason why is because it doesn't fit with the melody. If I put altered, I'd alter it probably a different way. And it has to be that specifically because all those notes that are in this chord fit the melody perfectly. So it has to be like that. And then what we're going to do is this. Right? So... and then back to... Right? And probably D7 alter. Probably. Okay? So, I haven't written the melody out. I've just written this out. So, now we can go two different directions with this too. We can go slow. Dude, this is going to be really cool. I'm excited about this, actually, to tell you the truth. So, this has to be repeated. I never realized that would work out that nicely. So, here's the melody, as best as I can display it for you. There's the melody, which is up top here. And then this part does have a melody, but just listen to that part. Let me find it. That's probably where it is. So what that is to me is... Right? So that's going to be the main melody. I'm just going to kind of embellish it a bit, go. So this is going to work really cool with these chords. So... too. And then you can solo off of it. Now, do we want it to be that fast, or is it... I actually kind of like it a little slower. Yeah! So that's about how fast. Let's pull out the old metronome. It's about that fast. Gotta turn the volume slightly. That's pretty traditional. So it's 120. So what we're gonna do is this. Alright. So 1 and 2 and 3. So it's gonna be like this. Dude, they're getting stupid loud. And actually, I think we can keep pretty much everything the same as this one, right? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just, all it is it's a little more condensed. No, not even. I mean, this is pretty much the same. Do-da-do-dot. Do-da-do-dot. And it's swung, and this is a flat here up at the top. And then one-ba-do-dot. And four, and do-do-dot. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And this really needs to be emphasized. So what you do is you do this to make it a longer note, and this to make it... It's already swung, but it's like... more emphasized. Do-ba-do-da. And then we're going to do... this. Boo-doo-ba-doo-bop. Wee-bop. Oh, man. Do-do-do-da. You know what I never did either is make this a natural in that copy of it. Oh, that's right. Forgot I did this too. So this is a dotted eighth rest because this lands right here as an eighth note. And then it gets tied to this, and then it goes like that, right? Do do do, and 3 and 4 and 1. Do do do, 3 4. Do 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 da 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 3 4. Do 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 da da boo da. Oh, it's actually like this. Do you love my awesome sync that just randomly does shit like that? It's a do ba ba do da and 3 and 4 and 1. So it's actually got an eighth rest in front of it, like that. D and ba 3 and 4 and 1 and do, and then it's the same exact thing copied over, the same melody, like this. Ba da boo da dee be be ya. And I think instead of doing here, it's written out as triplets. Do 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 do. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go do boo do 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 boo do do. So that's gonna be slightly different. So buddy ba buddy da buddy do da. Oh, that's why. Booty do da be dee bee up. That. Now they're playing James Brown, I'm Feeling Good downstairs. Great. Really, really popular song of the children right now. Boo doo 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 be doo be doo dee yap. Be doo dee yap. Oh man, I love that song. And now what do I have written here? I have a dotted quarter rest. I think that makes sense. That'd be 1 2 3, 1 2 3 and a half, and then 4. Well, 3 4 and then it goes 3 and 4 and do 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 do. Yeah, because we're changing chords very quickly here. If it went, I think it would sound better. So it goes da 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 da. So look like this. Ooh. And this would be a B flat. Do 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 do. So it'd be da 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 da. Or though, and then da 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 da. Do 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 do. Like this. Do 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 do. Move that over slightly. And then do 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 do. So we're at 1 and 2 and 3 and then 4. And it would look like this. Like that. If you can see how that's written out. And then whole note. Boom. Perfect. So, play this one more time. So we also have to come up with, after here, we have to come up with an easy way to get into A flat. So we're here. We can go. We can do that. The only problem is that doesn't work with those chords, because G is like the worst chord in A flat, or the worst note in A flat minor. It doesn't. There's no way to get there, like easily, unless we went like this, like. So we went. So we just went like which would we go up a half step to a 5 in A flat. So that might actually have to be what we do. And I don't want this to be a sus chord anymore. I want this to just be altered, and then in parentheses we'll write second time. We will write E flat minor 7 alt, so that it works. Because an E flat minor 7 alt has a G in it. It's the bottom note. And then that easily gets us into it. So let's play it leading into the new section. Dude, this is gonna. I'm so excited about this. So, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So how are we gonna do this? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. No, I like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which would be here tied to 1 and 2 and to an 8th note. And 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and yep. And 4 and like that, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2. 1 and 2 and. So this would be tied to this. And then we would do boop like this. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. I don't even know what song this is now that they're playing. And that will just get tied over into a whole note. And then it's basically the same thing. Instead, we'll go. No. like that. So it's the same exact thing. Do, lee, boo, boo. Like this. And then like this. One and two and three and four and so we'll do another one of these tied to one of these. One and two and three and four and one and two and one and two and. So it's another one of these. And then up top. And that would then lead to this. Boom. So now everything is written out now. We've gotten everything written out. So I'm going to play it completely through. That's what I got. I like it. It's kind of cool. It's a little different because there are songs that combine like major and minor blueses, but not quite like this. This is just a little off, right? But I like it. I think that's all we need to do to it. And if we needed an ending, you could just do something like, or towards the end, you just go. Really wouldn't be too hard to add an ending to that. But that's awesome. We have finally, after a couple weeks, we've gone through all of our projects. So I'd written out 10 projects about a couple weeks ago, and we've now gone through all 10, finalized them, and written them out, ready to record. So the next part is on me, right? This is something that I have to do offline, where I have to figure out how to record these, put them into an editing software, and then I will show, hopefully, I'll do a few streams of me editing these things and showing you the process of going through them, which that should be really exciting. I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. But until we get to that phase, I'm still working some kinks out and trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do that and how I'm going to stream that. So until we get to that phase, we're just going to continue to write as much as we can. I'm going to take a quick break, and then for the rest of the stream, I'm just going to play, I think, for a little bit. I think it would be fun to just play for a bit. And then tomorrow will be the first stream of this new writing project that I have. The way that I've decided to divide things out is, first I'll write 10 projects, quick, easy projects, and then I'm going to work on a real, like, intense project that's going to devote a lot of time to one specific thing. And then when that's done, I'll write another 10 quick projects, and then another devoted thing. So I've had some ideas and thinking of some things, and I don't want to announce exactly what it's going to be, but I'm excited to. And tomorrow will be the first day of me going over this new, intense, epic thing that I'm excited to do. So I'm going to take a quick break, grab something to drink, and yeah, when I get back, we will continue. We'll just play for a little bit. We're just going to play some stuff, I think, for now, and yeah, that's it. So I'll be right back. I don't know how long I'm going to be playing music because it's getting really crazy downstairs. Like, I'm all for, you know, it's a weekend, we'll have a good time, but like, dude, it's like, you can hear that, I'm sure. It's fucking loud and really obnoxious. And I live above here. And I work from home. So this is my work from home. I mean, writing music is what I've dedicated this whole year to. So like, it's fucking annoying. This is the style of drinking in bars that I can't stand. Anyways. So I'm just gonna play a few things before it gets like too crazy, because it's almost 9. Yeah, they get like nuts eventually. They're not quite there yet. They're not quite nuts yet, but they do. Trust me. And then I have to just like blast my own music to just kind of like compete with them, which I love doing. That's a lot of fun to do. Just have like a contest to see who's louder. I think I played this last time, but I'm going to play it again. It's a really cool song to play. I don't know why I ended like that, but that's how I ended. Can't really play ballads, unfortunately, because of what's going on downstairs. But I can still play stuff that's interesting. Oh man, this is a good song. If I can play it by myself. This is a really fast song. This is like a stupid fast song. I know, right? And it's tough to do by myself. How you doing, man? This is real. I did this song as a duo and it was tough. So I'm gonna keep trying. It's like the thing is it's like this fast. It's 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3, and there's like sometimes there's 4 chords in a measure, so like do 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 do. You know what I mean? And it's always 2. There's always 2, and that's not a problem. But the problem is trying to solo while having to play all these chords, right? So it's just really tough. Yeah, I'm playing piano. Yeah, it's a mind fuck, this song. And usually I'll have someone, like, when I played it as a duo, the person played the melody, which is so much easier because I can just go. And that's already easier. And then he would play the chords, or he would play the bass line, and I just go. But the problem is playing it by myself makes things just 10 times harder. Not to mention it changes keys every measure. First measure, it's a D major. Second measure, it's an E flat major. Then it changes to G flat major. And then C major. D flat major. Back to C major. C minor. A flat major. And then E flat major for a while. I wish it was a faster song, but it's not. Thanks. No, I don't have this song completely memorized. Maybe I could. No, see, I already, yeah. What's after that? And then it gets good. I just want to do this. I just do this. Just gotta. It makes it way easier. Yeah, this is just too fast for me to play by myself. See, I played this with a vibraphone player, so he would play the melody, making things a lot. Although the melody part's not the hard part, it's soloing with by myself. Which I'm just gonna have to work on because that's gonna happen sometimes. I don't know why I would ever be like, all right, I'm gonna play this song because it's hilarious. So let's pick something else to play. Something in the B's. What's that song? Oh yeah, Dahoud. That's in the D's. Same thing. I think I played this last time too, but I don't care. This is also a challenge, but it's not quite as fast. There's only one part that's like weird, but anyways, this one I just don't play the bass notes because you just kind of can't. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 2. I've been playing that wrong like all these years. too. That's how it's supposed to be. There we go. I did end up playing the bass notes because it sounds stupid if you don't. Everyone's like, what key are you in? Because this changes keys often. That's one of my favorite songs to play. Anyways, let's move on from there. Let's try this one. It's also tougher to play because I've mentioned this before, but the way that I normally set up when I'm playing piano in general is I will have a piano stand instead of two stools, which is right over there. But the problem is I can't write music with that piano stand because it's too high up. And then I have to be like this to try to write what I'm doing. So I put them on these two stools to lower it. But usually I sit on these two stools because they're raised up. And then I can sit above the keyboard like this and play. And this is how you're supposed to play. But since I'm sitting lower because I'm on a chair, I'm playing like this, which is horrible and impossible to play well on. So I basically have to play like this. And I can't do that because it would look stupid. I was like, okay, I'm going to play this song now, guys. And then I started like this. And I was like, you would be like, what the hell is he doing? So I sit down here and play, but it's really hard to do and play fast. So, I don't know. I guess keep that in mind. I'm not trying to make excuses for myself, but it is a pain in the ass. That's why I like to play slower stuff if I'm going to play in this setting. Not to mention, it really hurts your wrists. That's a good one. What time we got? 9? I'm just worried they're gonna start. You can already hear it. And I can play as loud as I want. Okay. Well, it's starting to get a little crazy. So, thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please hit follow. Keeps me going. Keeps me wanting to keep doing this type of stuff for you guys. I will be back tomorrow. Probably starting sometime in the morning. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm normally supposed to do a 9 a.m. start time, but today was bad and yesterday was bad. We're trying to get things back on track here. Weekends are a little more flexible, so just keep checking my Twitter, or sometimes I'll post it on here. I'll always post it on Twitter, like when I'm streaming. So check there. That's the first place to go to. Also, I just recently created a Discord, and there's no one on it yet. I literally just made it like a day ago. If you want to check that out, you can check that out. What I might be doing is uploading pictures of my stuff, potentially. I don't really know if I should do that yet because I want to get all this stuff copyrighted, and if that's the case, I don't know if I should be putting it out into the public like that, even though all of these streams are. But anyways, yeah, so check out my Discord. I might do like little things on Discord to interest you guys any further, or if you just want to get chatting with a community of people who write or like music. But yeah, thanks so much. And yeah, I'll leave you with something to listen to. And yeah, guys, thanks a lot, and I will see you tomorrow.